Good morning. And welcome to Office Hours, Korean Natural Farming for August 13th, 2023. Thanks for tuning in here. Thanks for being into Korean natural farming. And thanks for doing bring the mic a little closer to me. And thanks for doing good things for the planet and the ecosystem and all those things that are entailed in KNF. The byproducts of KNF are healthy, good, better life. It's your fault the earth is better. So Today, I'll start off with a little bit of some higher wisdom, some higher inspiration, and number one, the creative today. If you are alert to the creative, you will meet with good fortune now. So, this hexagram, is my volume okay? I'm gonna turn it up a little bit for myself. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if this hexagram signals a time when the fundamental creative power of the universe is available to you, an unrestricting outpouring of benevolent energy from the heavens makes possible profound progress for those who are conscientiously following proper principles. Frantic activity is not in order. Your responsibility instead is to be open and receptive to the higher power, allowing it to guide your actions. By allowing inferior thoughts and habits to pass away, you make room for the expansion of your superior qualities, which leads inevitably to good fortune. In your conduct with others, embody tolerance, reticence, and gentleness. Strive to meet others halfway in every situation. To overextend yourself or require that of another is to create an undesirable imbalance. Your attitude towards the sage is the most important. Alertness and receptiveness are paramount. To receive the powerful assistance of the creative, remain humble, patient, accepting, and responsive. Careful attention to truth brings vast rewards at this time. So whenever you're watching this, if you're watching it live, awesome. It's bringing vast rewards right now if you heed all that advice. If you're watching it later, somehow it's also bringing vast rewards at that time, this time, that time. The time is now. Sup, Willie? How you, Bridget? It's good to see all the good people joining in from all over the world. Got Tyler from Oklahoma, Cecily from Western Australia. There's actually going to be an Australian coming to the training this year, November. And so hopefully, I know Australia is huge. It's a continent, but more people getting trained in good Korean natural farming coming back to Australia, help spread that stuff there. And Willie, of course, is going to come up from New Zealand, spread that around New Zealand. We talked about that a couple episodes ago. And yeah, so if you are interested in coming, then you can join here, knffarm.com, come up to Hawaii, where it's beautiful, east side, Big Island, and come for a week and get trained and get certified in Korean natural farming and all the goodness. So knffarm.com. Check it out, November 6th through the 12th, and then January 13th to 19th, and then the following year. So put those times, winter time for people, mainly based on America, of, when it's, I guess it's going to be summer for Willie, but it'll be winter for everyone else and not a growing season. But so if you want to come by, check that out. Yeah, and Tyler's already answering questions here. He's asking, let's see, Creative Soil is asking, can I ferment my fish fertilizer with salt, or can I eat my fish fertilizer that's already been fermented with sugar? You can do it with salt. Salt is going to, it's not, what's the difference? I don't know. I haven't tried a side-by-side with salt versus sugar. But you can eat the one made with sugar for sure. The one with salt's probably going to be pretty darn salty. But yeah, so either of those you can do. and it's pretty darn tasty. Joe in New York, what's up? Goofman in New York. New York comes in strong. Maybe it's because there's millions of people there, but yeah. Here's one. French Fred said our FAA was a lovely fish sauce. So if the French people are saying it's good, they're connoisseurs of food over in France. So if you're making your FAA good enough that French people are accepting it, then it's good. So awesome, Cecily. Hey, what's up? Healing Earth remediations. It's going to be the topic of today, what we're getting into. We'll see what's happening here, but healing Earth remediations. And yeah, what's up, everyone in the chat? I was asked last week if there's other places to chat outside of this, and I'm still working on that. It's like, man, it's hard to do all your own stunts, I tell you, but I'm waiting for the next full moon to go. Easier to catch perch. I was planning on making all 3 fish fertilizers. I love fish sauce. Awesome. Cool. That's going to be great. So yeah, so this comment here, Joe, on this, I was going to jump into that. It is crazy. It's making national news because it is a tragic incident that just happened. It's not here on the Big Island, but if you're unaware, Maui and the Lahaina side, and in fact, there were a couple fires on Maui, but Lahaina just got absolutely devastated, just burnt to a crisp, and a lot of people didn't make it out, and just wild. So, I just seeing this tragedy kind of unfold. I was just in Lahaina in May, I reckon. I was just a few months ago. I was over there teaching some Korean natural farming, just beyond Ka'anapali. Like, not sure the exact, but basically you're up on this hill looking over at Lanai. From there, or Molokai, maybe Molokai. I really should look back at my pictures, but teaching some KNF over there, and we're just in Lahaina town, and I'm pretty sure the most dank burrito place just burned down, because I looked at the helicopter footage and it is gone. And they had the best fish burritos, man. That, like, not only the loss of life to be a tragedy, but the burritos, man. Like, I mean, it's all tragic. I don't even want to make it's too soon to make anything, light of anything over there, man. It's just wild what's happening. So I've been inspired a little bit because I've been flying the drone around a little bit, and I thought to myself, man, I wonder if this type of fire thing would be preventable if we were more vigilant as a society to radically adopt Korean natural farming and radically adopt soil health. And the reason for that is that when I was in Lahaina, it was dry. It was like a desert dry. The past Kaanapali and around, you start to get around the bend, and it was a little bit more wet, but it was dry out there. It was basically a tinder box waiting to go. And I'm not sure what caused the fire, what happened. Largely there was a hurricane that on Big Island over here, we didn't even notice. It was just so nice, so beautiful. But it was a hurricane south of us. And what happens when the hurricanes pass south and there was a high pressure system north, and it funnels the wind through the 2 huge mountains, Haleakala and Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa on the Big Island. And because they're so tall, the wind kind of gets funneled through there and pulled through, and it comes through even faster. So when there's a hurricane spinning south, all this wind's being sucked through like a funnel, and it's almost like a Venturi effect. The wind just accelerates through there, and that's the Ahanui, or Ahanui Channel, something like that, between there, which is one of the gnarliest channels to boat across between the Big Island and Maui. And the wind just got sucked through there. If you've ever taken a fire and lit it like a ember and blown wind on it. Just see it get red hot, and just that's how they make forges. Putting oxygen into fire and making it just hotter than hot. That's what happened over there, and just it got nuts. And so it makes me think, okay, so I've been flying my drone. Is there a way that we could get like a drone army, two or three young kids with a truck with a tank, huge tanks of liquid IMO and the plant exudate extracts? Is there, and spray that and put the microorganisms out? And the reason I think I've talked about this a ton about deserts, about remediation, about bringing life back, but and my dad was saying, "Oh, it's so dry out there." I was talking to my dad yesterday. And he's like, "It's so dry." I'm like, "Yeah, but it if you take if you like people think that rain comes from irrigation or rain or water, excuse me, water comes from irrigation and rain. There's tons of water in the air, especially in Maui. It's super humid. And what you need to do is you need to get the soil so that the microbes can penetrate in, like lactobacillus, IMOs, get those to penetrate down, the protectors, the microbes, get them to penetrate down. And when they go in, the air then goes into the soil. As the air goes into the soil, it's cooling. As that cooling happens, it gets condensation, just like water appearing on the outside of a glass. It's not leaking through, it's coming out of the air onto the glass from a temperature differential. And you can actually get the water into the soil. So even in a desert, you put the microbes, get them in there. A little bit of biochar would help as well. But the microbes can then penetrate down and then bring water to these deserts and water to these areas where otherwise it's just a dry tinderbox. And the reason it's like that is because for years, sugarcane and I'm not sure if pineapple was grown over on that side, but it was high tillage, um, being, just destroying the whole soil. And when there's no abundant water or organic matter left over to build the soil back, it's just going to stay a desert for a long time. And sure, eventually it may recover naturally, but if we help it by spreading the microorganisms, by feeding them the plant juices, which are exudates, which is what the plants want, what the microbes want to eat, and fuel and cleanser and medicine and structure, and get that spread out and put the microbes down. Now all of a sudden there's more moisture. Now there's not the same tinderbox of dryness. There's not the same, dry area. It's starting to be coming back and being, fed like moisture and plant life and vegetation that's not going to burn the same way as desert. Because a desert plus wind plus a little bit of spark and some vegetation that's dried out, you got this situation that happened, and it's just absolutely tragic. And I just think to myself, this last couple of days, I was kind of just like feeling like almost overburdened, being like, I have these solutions. I'm 100% certain they would work, and I know other people have other solutions and but this is like one that, like, with minimal effort, with like a few kids and a trailer, you could fly these drones out there, and cover, multi acres of this stuff in hours and bring the life back. And I feel sometimes I just feel the weight of the world come down and collapse down on me, of just like, it's like, man, I'm seeing like all this tragedy happen. And it's like, I have the solutions. I just don't have, the time, energy, money, the clones, the things to do, um, to get the, get things going. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what I want to get into. That's what I want to, you know, get. Yeah. So anyway, tinfoil man, jump in the chat. You got to click the link and you'll get in there, because I got, you know, Gotta get in there. Otherwise I can't invite you in. So let's see here. So, I'm just actually doing, hang on, logistically, I'm gonna remove that. Okay, just getting a few things queued up. So, um, yeah, so I don't know. I see these wildfires, I see these human disasters. I even it's kind of a taboo subject to talk about, but climate change, because the scientific consensus is, it's like, what the biggest thing contributing to climate change is? Agriculture, tillage, and it's poor agricultural practices that are like standard, sponsored by your chemical company, sponsored by your university, and like the way to do it, right? All the tillage, it's just drying out the earth. It's taking all that moisture, all the biomatter, and it's burning that carbon off. If you've ever seen Kiss the Ground, or you know, you know, um, whatever the soil, like Ray Archuleta talks about this, where you can watch the CO2 off gas and just all these off gassing from the tillage season of people tilling up the ground, and then they throw chemicals to, like, so you destroy the microbiome, then you throw chemicals to burn them out, then the chemicals shut off the plant's ability to take sunlight and put it into the soil, and then you wonder why there's climate change. You wonder why there's these tinder boxes. You wonder why it's so dry and temperatures fluctuating. You just killed the thing that's keeping the soil nice and put a whole bunch of carbon in the air, as if, I don't know if that matters, but I mean, it's crazy. So it's agriculture, and it's not just agriculture. I mean, it is agriculture, right? Doing this on a large scale, like tons of the planet is just doing these crazy things. But it's also that we don't just go out and take care of the land, like just down the street, just across the way, just on my roadside, on everywhere. It's like we just look at it as like, yeah, I'm here, I'm on the earth, but I just drive and take things when I'm ready. It's not like, oh, we go out and we just like spray microbes on the land and be like, this soil, it's our immune system, it's our inheritance, it's our lifeline, it's everything that we need, and we just don't even care to take care of it at all. It's just like, oh yeah, it's there, we don't care about it. I mean, I know some of you, especially if you're hearing this, you probably do care about it, but I'm just talking about, like, largely in, like, there's no like, where's the education of our elementary school kids to be like, you want to stop climate change? Start putting microbes around you. Start bringing the life. Start building the soil layer so it can pull carbon into the soil. Start building the soil layer so it holds more moisture and it stabilizes the climate. Plant a tree, as well as put microbes in the soil, because they're both going to work synergistically with each other. But it's this kind of stuff here that I believe we need, and and that's why I named my drone Greta Thunberg. And speaking of me naming my drone, because I don't know where Tinfoil Hat's supposed to jump in here, but I don't know where he's at. Um, get stood up again. Um, but yeah, just I emailed you a link. Just click it, man. Um, let's see. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to share. Speaking of flying Greta Thunberg, spraying, I just want a little drone update. I did spray again yesterday for the banana bungee top. I did also film that to make another video. I'm going to continue to do that on a weekly basis. Any support would be nice, because it takes a lot to film and then upload and do all this, in addition to like my farming. And now I'm flying this drone to like do more on top of what I was already doing. And so I'm putting a lot of time and energy. So if you like it and you want to help me, and then maybe we'll prove this out and then save Maui, indirect way of getting there. But, you know, but I don't know if you can see this. Probably should have screenshot it. There you go. But that's my farm there. And then I don't know if you can see all the different, but that's, let me click, the screen is going brick. But this is basically where I flew the drone yesterday. So I did this pasture up here, which is on the road. I did all this pasture above my kitchen, and then all this where the bananas are over here, as well as this pasture. and it says that I was able to do, I did 5.95 acres in 21 flights, which I had to take off and land a few times because I was trying to get the IMO spreader to work, and it does not. Until DJI, they built something that does not work for IMOs. But it took me an hour flying to do 6 acres, and I spread about, it says 79.83 gallons of liquid solutions out there. Um, so pretty successful, I would say. I need to get a few things optimized on that system so that when I land, I'm able to fill it easier and not get a backache of lifting 5-gallon buckets in the air. And I gotta, it's 2023, right? Should have some pumps, and I'm have a generator running with, generating 120 volts and all that. So I may as well um, put all that into the correct way and get a pump and get more optimized at this. Um, so anyway, yeah. Oh man, yes. And Rainbow Possum Farm graduated from Lahaina Luna. Oh man, yeah, it's gnarly out there. Um, yeah, yeah, Tyler, reach out, man. I can help you out. Get out here, man. It's good. Okay, I'm just going through these questions because I was ranting for a while on that, and I kind of um, got back. And so there's a question here from Andrew. Uh, can FBJ have a slight alcoholic smell or taste? Is it okay? Slight alcoholic smell is actually supposed to be there. Um, However, if you're storing it for a while and it smells a lot like alcohol, it's probably because you didn't super saturate it properly, meaning you didn't add enough sugar to tie up all the water, and things are still converting. If you had a sealed lid, it's still going to convert to alcohol. So you need to learn. Some people on the internet don't teach about supersaturation, but you need to learn about that because after you're done making a fermented plant juice, you need to supersaturate it, and then you won't have it rot, turn into vinegar or alcohol. There should be a slight amount of alcohol in it though, but it shouldn't be majorly converting to that. So, um, and yeah, so and the Goofman saying, um, micronizes the goodness, and the longer you let it sit, the more it will kind of turn into like a fine wine type of thing, and it'll go. So, um, I'm not sure about the dew and all that. I've been to Lahaina. You could have just used one match and made that thing happen. You don't need a weapon to do that. I can tell you with the wind plus a match, it would have done it. So I do think it's interesting that, just to get a little political, that Josh Green, I watched a video about a guy talking about directed energy weapons. And then they said, yeah, it's this agenda to take the land and make it like open spaces and get rid of the people. And as soon as the governor came to Maui, he was like, yeah, we're going to make this an open space and take it away from the people. And I was like, it's not really leading credence to the fact that this was naturally created. So, anyway, um, I don't have to go too far down that rabbit hole, but it's kind of ironic. He's not really making it look good for the natural causes. But and also the state has its own set of problems, and thinking the state's going to save you, yeah, that's not going to happen. So I have a ham radio right behind me, and during the hurricane, I turn it on, be able to hear live updates from everyone around the island, talk to each other in real time. Don't rely on the news. Don't rely on the government. Just people. Be prepared, have the right things that you can tune in to know what's going on around you. Situational awareness, number one, right besides eating properly and hydrating and loving everyone around you. Got to be aware. Um, let's read this one. So I make Bio-Char with a 55-gallon drum with no holes. No holes. No holes. When I put out the fire, will the Bio-Char absorb the water-soluble elements I left behind in the potash? Um, I think so. I mean, Biochar will just with water, it's like carbon. It'll suck up all kinds of things. So if you can extinguish your biochar um, with with IMOT and with like maintenance solution mixed up properly, not concentrate, but diluted maintenance solution, you will probably get even better results because it'll absorb all those things in, and carbon will hold all kinds of things. So, one way to inoculate your biochar is to, as you extinguish it, to spray it with something good. Hang on one sec. I gotta drink a little bit out of my Tartarian mug. Thanks, Suze. Okay. And then after all that whole rant, Jonathan, he likes my ideas. It's probably why you tune in, man. Thanks for being here. But yeah, no, it's good ideas. I got to get these ideas out. I got to get more people to understand. More people to understand and know what's these solutions, because they're all around us, right? And they're really tiny and they're really small, and they don't take much time. And with the right equipment, it's like super practical. So we need to get more people into this. I would not store these two together. I haven't tried it yet. Is FPJ mixed with FAA make a good fish sauce? I mean, you could do that. I wouldn't store huge batches of it together, but it's probably tasty. I just mix each one as you go. Yeah, tinfoil, jump in, man. If this is you, unless this is not tinfoil hat scholar here, I don't know. I emailed him. He said he'd be here. He's not. I got stood up again. Maybe it's by technical difficulties, though. Said reticence. I'm not supposed to talk about it. Yeah, Joe got a great idea here. Joe's on it. He knows what's up. It says, yeah, it's ready. Strain it, refrigerate it, supersaturate it. This right here, good advice. Joe, you're on it, man. Thanks. Oh, there we go. Device not connected. Tinfoil's in the house. What's up? Okay, gotta offer Oprah this to Oprah and have her fund the project to get her soul back. Win-win. I like this comment. Yeah. So let Oprah know. Tune into the office hours, Oprah. Let's get you in the house. Let's fix Maui. Let's do something actually good with all the billions you've made. Which, not to say nothing you've done is good, but it could save Maui. Yo, who wants to be responsible for saving Maui? Oprah, get in the house, yo. Microbes for everyone. I don't know. It's a meme, right? I don't know. I will bring you in as soon as you connect that device, man. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here's some more conspiracy good stuff. I love this stuff. I'm also, who listens to THC podcast out there? Raise your hand. The higher side chats with Greg Carlwood and company. They have a climate conference coming there soon with plans to make the first smart city on the island, sponsored by Huawei, the Chinese 5G specialist. Also, man, I'm a computer programmer. I love when they bring more technology in. It means that I have more opportunity to make more free money. And the climate change, yeah, that's probably, I know they're bringing that all to Hawaii and bringing that here, and we're going to be one of these model things. But unfortunately, they don't know that I live here and that I have different plans. And Greta Thunberg, my drone, is going to fly over and inoculate them with goodness in their minds. Just like, they're going to be like, oh, I see the truth. The microbes, man. Yeah, whoa. The hippies were right, man. Tillage and excessive use of chemical nitrogen. Oh, yeah. This is what's killing the earth. Right here. Saw knows what's up. This is what's killing the earth. Yeah, because they throw too much, right? And then Goofman here. Trap gases in the ground into the air. It's number one cause of greenhouse gases. Yes. Preach it. We know there's better ways to do agriculture. Preach it, you guys. Preach it. Okay. So he's asking, Andrew's asking, are his microbes dead? They're not dead. They're sleeping. If you supersaturate them, they're sleeping. They should be. They should be under arrest. saw the moving animation you're talking about. Mind blowing. I'm not sure. Yeah, preach, bro, chacho. Yeah, lol, Greta. Yeah, we all lol. How dare you? How dare I? I dare you because I'm gonna put a drone in the air. Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The Goof Man. Listen to this, Andrew. This is your answer right here. Um. Yep. Man, he's good. And then here we got this. The calculation app doesn't work for Android. It works on. Is it fixable? Yes, if I can get my other computer back for my wife where it is. She It's actually right over there. But I used to have it in my house. I was like, I swapped her computers, everything, so I could get that computer back so I could do this kind of work. And then she took the computer back. And then I was like, ah. So I got to get my right computer back from my wife, and then I can fix this app and put it up. Um, it's always hard to be doing everything I do, plus maintaining software and keeping up with updates and signing these terms of use and saying that I won't harm children. It's like, I don't know if I'll harm children or not. I'm just trying my best, man. The children got to take care of themselves too. And where's the parents? Like, okay, the device is their parents now. And that's why Google needs to be your surrogate parent. Oh gosh, all that, another rant for you. Um, okay. And then, okay. Okay. So, looks like tinfoil hat man, we got stood up by technology, but look at that nice dog. You can't deny a man with a good dog in the photo. He's a good guy. So maybe we'll catch up with him later. None of his browsers are supported. So it goes. But we were going to talk about desert remediation and all that good stuff, like I said 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so. All right, the Canadian fires were caught on a Quebec University satellite feed being started at the exact moment. The eco-terrorists didn't expect that. See, that's the thing. I mean, there's fire investigators, there's arson investigators, but to just throw a match and stuff and to start things and to go, we're at war. A war for the climate, a war for your mind, a war for your actions every day. What are you going to do, right? Are we going to let these people burn our forests? Are we going to go and invest in technology like sprayers in our cars and make more microbes, bring more moisture into the soil, bring more life to our forests? So the eco terrorists are over there trying to light the trees on fire, and they're like, they just won't burn. They're too healthy. It's like, foiled you, terrorist. We got you with health and life and teamwork and community and Korean natural farming and Master Cho. He foiled your plan because the Earth's too healthy for you to destroy and pretend like there's climate change. Right? What climate change? I don't, if you're doing this stuff, it's like, climate seems pretty stable to me. In fact, it's getting healthier. My plants are growing better and they're more nutritious. And we have way more food than we can eat. Here, have some. And we didn't need to, destroy all this or kill this or have conferences. We just needed to tune into office hours, get Oprah in the house. Oprah. Yeah, this is a new shirt. It's mirrored. I know. I mirror it because it helps me to like point to the screen properly. Like that's why I mirror it. But look at this. Micro armor. Yep. When's the merch coming out? I don't know. I make these shirts on my own. Let me know your size, and then I'll put some merch out in your size. 'Cause I wear medium, which I know most people aren't mediums. But okay. So yeah, so that's okay. We did not make the connection today because we got thwarted by technology. Oh, the technology. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's just like life. Life is like a box of or the police are like a box of chocolates. They'll kill your dog. Okay, let's just mull on this for a minute because I need to slow down. I get so amped when I talk about solutions and all this and like have the power, but then not the energy and the time. And then I have a lot of other responsibilities. And like We need young people that are coming up to be like, I want to be a KNF drone operator. I want to fly and save all of Maui. It's like, yeah, come on, I'll show you how. Come, but I try to do all these other things. So getting the KNF message out is challenging. When people see my results with KNF, they ask, how do I do it? But as soon as I tell them about putting a box of rice in the woods, I lose them. Okay. Then maybe try change the tactic to I don't know, because if communicating the message is maybe challenging. Maybe there's a better terminology, like start simple. Just say, well, I get some beneficial microbes and I put them in. Because if you dive right into the details of box of rice in the woods, people are like, just say, hey, there's this guy Willie Masters down in New Zealand, and he has these solutions. And you go to williemasters.com. I don't know if that's his website, but it should be. And you then buy this stuff. And people will be like, whoa, really? I just buy it? I'm used to buying things. I'm not doing anything, just buying things. No, people do things to get money to buy things, but it's like people have lost how to sow, how to plant, how to grow, how to husband animal, all these. Anyway, I don't want to rant on that, um, but williemasters.com, get that KNF loot. And yeah, okay. 2XL, okay, okay. I'll go get you the kind, man, and get you I'll get you one because yeah, you're worth it, man. I appreciate you. Um, okay. What a shame there's no KNF movement in Poland where I live. I wish I could go to Hawaii to get some time to get certified and make KNF happen here too. You know what? You can just start it, Andrew. Just start it. Just start a KNF movement in Poland. Just be like, look, here's the KNF movement. And when I started, it's not like I was, I went to Master Cho's thing 2011, but I started organizing this group 2008, 2009, started organizing, started a group, started a monthly meeting, started a potluck, monthly meeting, group, potluck, Korean natural farming. And I got better over time. I'm way the heck better than I was when I started, but just start a group. Don't let it stop you. Let nothing stop you from growing. It's rule 0. That's the only rule you need to know for Korean natural farming. Let nothing stop you from growing. Start a group, start a movement. Let me know. I'll try and support you. I'll tell people, hey, check out Andrew with the Z in his name. And he knows what's up. And you're more educated than anyone else around you. You got to be the start of a leader. You got to be the person. And that's how groups start is you start them. Because it's not, who are you waiting for? Yourself. Go out, do it. Jonathan wants to be on my drone operation team. I tell you what, then Jonathan, go to the FAA website and get Part 107 certified, and then you can commercially operate drones. It's kind of hard. It costs about $150, and I'm just studying for it right now and getting that. But if you want to be on the drone operation team, go get Part 107 certified, which is a UAS, unmanned aerial system, or I don't know what it stands for, but I've been studying. I got this app on my phone, and every night I'm like studying and learning the FAA stuff, and I'm gonna master their test and pass with 100%. Probably just gonna pass with. I think you got to get 60%, so I'll probably get 61%. C's get degrees. Just got to get enough to pass. I don't, it's good to be safe with a drone. I did pre-check my thing the other day, checked all the blades and stuff. And after reading the FAA thing, I understand a lot more about load balancing and torque on the airframe and all this stuff. So it's good. But yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but use a tranny's old stocking. I don't know. I think that's like I don't think you can say that in today. Yeah. This is the one, man. Part 107 certification. If you got it already, then you can do it. Yeah, man. Yeah, Andrew, do it, man. And we'll, Pure KNF Foundation, we could support you. I don't know how. We're just a small foundation of doing what we do, but trying to keep the integrity of Master Cho, spread the good word. They sponsor this show. They sponsor things like this. And we're a small team. If you want to help, shoot, tell us, tell us what you want to do, and then we can coordinate to help you do it. And meaning that you're going to do it pretty much all, but we can synchronize with you. It's just the way the world works. Um, and yeah, and look at this. So if you want to check out Willie, check out his thing. Sub on Insta if you're on there. I stopped my Instagram like several years ago. I don't. This is the only YouTube's the only social media I do. I quit. I just Meta and the whole Facebook and the terms of service. I just couldn't do. But if you're on it and you're already in the matrix and they have you, then check out Willie here and do it, man. Because he's I might even I don't even have an Insta. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I still got all my hair. Um. Um. Okay, so let's pull up this, and it says, Drake, am I correct that Dr. Cho, we call him Master Cho, and there's Dr. Park and Master Cho, but we can call him Dr. Cho, it's fine too. Came over to Big Island in 2008. Is that when you learned? What year did you first learn of KNF? Well, I actually, since you mentioned that, knfSupport.com, I did I'm just going to pull this up here, add this. So knfSupport.com, and then under office hours, and then I did an episode on, I should just search for it, but I did an episode on my getting into natural farming. What was it here? Was it there? I don't know how to search for this. This is why I'm not searching for it. But did I? Somewhere in here. Let's just search starting. See, I don't know. My wife does a table of contents, so anyway, this is half the problem too. I can't even index this stuff properly and or find what I'm looking for. I create too much content, which is why speaking of creating too much content, I hope you guys have been enjoying the clips, because I've been actually clipping out specific topics and just making videos on them specifically, so they're easier to search than all this, because you even watch me search it and I can't find it. But I'll just answer this question directly because it was asked. Master Cho came first to the Big Island 2005, and only about 4 or 5 people went to his thing, learned. Then he came back. Then I went to Korea in 2009, learned from him in Korea. That was kind of my first time meeting Master Cho, but between 2008, 2007, 2008, and then I had been practicing learning from Dr. Park. So that in that time frame, I'd been, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. So 2008 to 2009, learning from Dr. Park, Ginger John, Kim Chang, doing natural farming here, small garage type learning thing. Then 2009, end of that year, I ended up going to Korea. Also brought Gil Karangdang here from the Philippines, learned about low budget natural farming, all these things. And then 2010, we brought Master Cho here. He did a huge seminar. And then 2011, he came back, did some advanced training with a select group of folks, gave us our master certifications to teach and go about and just do it, even though we were terribly trained at that point. And then brought Master Cho back more than a dozen times, and then went to Korea more. I went to Korea more than a dozen times, spent many weeks there training, learning, getting slapped, getting hit, learning like Asian style, like you ask a dumb question, you get whacked, so took a few to the heart on that one. And yeah, so I basically started learning about Korean natural farming late 2007 from Ginger John, but then learned all this. So anyway, hope you're enjoying this and all this. And I've been doing this for, I don't know, longer than my beard. Because this beard is only since 2011. So let's show this comment. This looks interesting. The stubbornness of people to take the leap into my 5-gallon buckets is hilarity. Have fun. They will eventually wish they had 10-pound buds from a single tree like you get for almost free. Yep. This is where it's at, right? Because people, they'll mock you until you show them your production, and then they'll hide in the bushes trying to figure out what you're doing. And it's like, I would have told you, but now you didn't, now you gotta go to Hawaii and learn from Drake. Only send good people here, please. It's important only good people come. Okay. And so, how do you say it? I don't know. You can't tell me how to say it. Sao, Sao. I think it's Sao, right? I'm teaching the KNF protectors and the Jadam disgustingly cheap microbes to people who talk to me about agriculture in general. I think it's a simple way to start. You're correct. Starting with the lactic acid, foolproof and huge results, and the microbes, so easy. You don't have this huge learning curve. It's not the best solution, but it's getting started. If you gotta get started somewhere, it's like learning your ABCs before you learn, Shakespeare. Um, so, um, so there's all these people out here actually teaching in all my chicken groups, the rainbow possum gardening groups. I tell people about the lactic acid. When they ask about the stinky coops or powdery mildew, it was the gateway drug for me, and I think it will help other people too. You're right. It's a simple, easy solution to start with, and teaching it is easy. Plus, it's delicious eating the lacto. I just made a 30 gallon batch of it, and then I'll make another 5-gallon batch, and it actually overflowed. I might make a little funny video about that. What is this? Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm an icon. I don't know, a desktop icon. Can we get that in cornflower blue? Anyone knows where that reference is from? Yeah. Um, Thank you all for the good ideas. Yeah. See, other people are doing it, and that's what this thing is about: community and microorganisms, and making a tiny difference. Because that's all you can do in this world. Make a tiny difference. We're small compared to everything, and we're going to use even smaller solutions. But you know what? Trillions of them. So we're not about well, we're about quality and quantity, but we're not about size. You know, tiny hands make tiny solutions. All right, this looks like a good comment. I like your picture, by the way. It looks like a guy, Slipknot guy out in your garden. Maybe his scarecrow is inspired by Slipknot. I don't know, or it's a pirate. I'm not sure what it is. I like KNF because it's changeable with food preserving, alcohol making, and you can heal yourself with it. What could be better, right? What could be better? And we're gonna save the earth. What's up, Greta? If I keep taunting her, maybe she'll pay attention. I know she loves to get in like scraps. I heard she scrapped Andrew Tate. I don't even know who that guy is, but I know that he was talking some crap, and then she started paying attention. And it's weird, man. Negative attention gets you more attention. So Oprah, you suck. No. Oh, maybe I just started. It should be like, it's like, I don't know. Oprah's okay. I don't know. I don't watch much daytime TV. I'm not even sure she's still on TV. Is Oprah still on TV? If she is, she should pump KNF. Drake, my wife, and I, and me. Drake, my wife, and me love the intro to your short videos. She said, I didn't know white guys could dance like that. I can't. Oh yeah, so it's worth showing you. So I did that here. I'll pull it up over here on the other thing. It's gonna take me 1 second to pull this up. So let me just pull this up on this side, and then I'll share this screen over here because it's kind of funny. So I animate with Blender. Okay, so let's see if I can pull these keyframes. So here you can see. Let me switch this to camera 0. So I animated all this, right? And so this is, if you're interested in doing this, I learned this in college. I went to college. CS304 computer animation. I learned how to use Blender, but basically this is what it is. This is the scene, and I use Mixamo to rig him and to do this thing, and then I was able to pull him in. But the cool thing about this, you can see this little scene that I created and did this, and so and cool thing I think I can let me go into pose mode here, and you can let's see what happens if I uh let's grab his foot. Oh, it's not gonna let's grab. Yeah, right there. He like mold or moves. So you could actually IK rig him. Let's see what happens if I grab that. Yeah, you like look his hand and stuff. You could like frame by frame go through and do all this. And you know, let's see what happens if I grab that's just a root bone. Let's turn it in X-ray mode. Let's grab this bone and let's just rotate that. So you can, whether I can dance like this or I can't, it's let's rotate this on the yeah, yeah. So you can listen to some Pantera. But yeah, I'm having way too much fun right now. Um who's having fun? I am. I am. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's the goodness of like I say, I do too many things because I just do ridiculous stuff like this. It's like, who has time to do something like that? I guess I do. Between out being drone spraying, feeding cows, all these things, doing these things. Um, yeah. Um, you gotta have the right priorities, but you also gotta YOLO, right? You only live once. So if you want to 3D animate and make shirts, then you should do it. Because it's fun and it's exciting. And all right, let's get back to answering serious questions because it's all serious questions. Yeah, there you go. These are the good ideas. These are the things that are happening. Making bokashi, composting. Um, one of the things I did here, um, let's see, I'm gonna pull up my YouTube, um, and I gotta make this available to you guys because I don't think it is. Um, but this video, which is private, it's private, but I'll share a little bit with you. Here, I'll add this to the stream, and we'll go here. This is a private video. Can you hear that? So this is Cab in his garden, and he's a super permaculturalist. But he talked about oh sound. Maybe it's just low. But anyway, maybe I'll put this video up. But Cav here, he uses so he makes bokashi. So where's the thing of us making bokashi? Maybe my wife didn't film it, maybe. Um, but he has just an amazing garden. And we made a bunch of bokashi. Like we went out, he showed us his bokashi process. But he also talked about preserving bokashi in the soils, or excuse me, food. And you could put food in with the bokashi and then come back like 3 weeks later and the food's still edible. In fact, it's like more nutritious for you. Um, and so, it's kind of like pickling or, lactic acid. It preserves a bunch of stuff. So it's cool. And here's another good idea. Um, Setting up a compost toilet and putting the lab and the IMO and the Bio-Char. This is the way that if you want to make a grow bag for next year, just crap in that grow bag for the year prior and put all these things like Rainbow Possum Farms doing here, and you're going to end up with an amazing thing. Um, here's an interesting. Welding is awesome. I also weld. I have a um, Lincoln 125. It's not that my generator's not that good. That it always arcs out on me. I don't know how to do it, and I don't have like good consistent power without the generator. So, and then let's see. Ben's in the house. He called me or texted me last week, and I didn't get back to him. I feel bad. Um, um, okay, so this is a good question. Um, before the hour is over, can anyone give ups and downs of putting LAB IMO into a septic tank and or black and gray tanks on an RV? It's hugely beneficial. The lactobacillus for sure. I'm not too sure about the IMO. I would think it would be okay, but the lactic acid is hugely beneficial to put in septic tanks. If they stink, if they're clogging, put the lactic acid in there. It'll really help out. And the black and gray tanks in an RV, yes, definitely. If I had if I lived in America where there was RVs, I would maybe start a business selling this stuff for RVs or start an RV park and then just show people this as they came through, because it works really well. And in this same interview over here with Cab, he talks about just taking the LAB. He makes Bokashi, so he's making EM is what he's making. He's making EM Bokashi, but he talks about just flushing it down the toilet and just putting it in, you know, that it's hugely beneficial. He also talked about healing the Olivai Canal on Oahu and all these things for cleaning up ponds and dealing with waste. So Cab's the man. I should put that thing up because it's private. It's something I did for the Pure Cana Foundation, and then we never released it. Well, we did release it. We released it at the HFAU convention, but there was kind of some weird stuff that happened there of like I got sidelined and put off it's like I did all this work to make all these videos and then they like put me at the end on like something that was like not even, it wasn't cool. So I was kind of upset at that. So I get upset. I do have an ego and, trying to deal with it, be creative, be better, get in there. Yeah. And the goof man here. Yep. Yep. There's a good comment there. Let's see what else. Lab has the same microbes that are guaranteed in EM1. EM1, the difference with EM1 is that it also has purple non-sulfur bacteria and yeast. And purple non-sulfur bacteria is a Korean natural farming solution, and so is yeast. They're both Korean natural solutions, as well as the lactic acid, the protectors. However, the protectors are only one that is considered part of the 9 core solutions. The purple non-sulfur bacteria and the yeasts are considered supplementary additional solutions, but they're not in the 9 core because you don't need them to do farming. It just makes your farming better once you're doing it. So there's, Korean natural farming, there's a lot to it, but the 9 core are what you really need to get going. And if you master those, then you probably won't need the others, or they'll be there naturally. Because there's yeast even in your lactic acid bacteria. There's yeast in your fermented plant juices. So in or in your fish amino. So in the fuel and the food, you're getting yeast. You're getting these other bacterias and these other things. So you're getting all of them. And then here's this thing people call Septobac. It's used. I wonder what they use for the bacteria. Most likely, it's lactobacillus or some. So these are there. So and yeast is in the air. Yeah, so you're breathing yeast. What's on your breath? Yeast. Yeah. So anyway, the hours here, we'll see. PNB, purple non-sulfur bacteria. Okay. So yeah. thoughts, prayers for Maui. I don't know. See, it's so cheap saying that, but literally, better yet, let's organize. Let's get better at this. Let's get them some microbes. Let's get some drones. Let's prevent tragedies like this from happening in the future by taking desertified areas and spreading Korean natural farming, by spreading microbes, by building soil, by bringing moisture out of the air into the ground, healing the planet, getting rid of climate change, bringing life, love, prosperity to everyone. Instead of just thoughts and prayers, let's take some action on our own land, in our own places, and then scale up and get better enough and work with people that can help things like this happen in the future. Please, everybody, teach everyone around you, do this, start it, go, go team, go. This is like, what is that? Captain Planet, like ice, water, microbes. Um, I was gonna say something I can't say on YouTube. Go! Yeah. Um, is there a way to make cheap alcohol for OHN? Talk to people in prison. Yeah, it's called Swipe prison wine, and then you just need a still, and you can distill it. I'm not sure what the legal things are in Poland, but you know, yeah, I can't. This was the one I was going to show. KNF, that train wreck in Ohio. That's right. Get out there, folks. Don't wait for somebody to help. You can do it. Tiny solutions. Put it in your car, your truck, spread it. Get an ag drone, spray it. Let's change the world. Have a great week, everyone. Good advice here, Joe. And thanks to me. Yeah, and I like this one here. He's laughing with a heart. So cool. Enjoy. I'm going to figure out how to end this thing. Emojis for everyone. Yeah, that's a good one. Canada punches the farmers in the face, but they love them with prayers. No, I'm not sure that's what he's saying. That's the way I interpret it. I was thinking of making like a Twitter clone that's just emojis, and you can only put one emoji per tweet. Patent pending. Of course, if you implement it first, it's you. This is the, where'd you find that emoji? That's the one. That should be my profile picture. Um, yeah, bones, fists out. All right, cool. I'm gonna get out of here before I embarrass myself too much. But Tyler knows what's up. Listen to Tyler. All right, I'll catch you next week. See you Sunday. Aloha. Bye now. If I can end this, I'm probably gonna hit this and it's not gonna end, but we'll see. Ready? Okay, I'm out.